At ease, brothers. Man, I wanna just talk about time for a second this morning. Because I don't think a lot of people really understand or really grasp time like we should, man. Like we all understand that time is an asset, one of our greatest assets. But time can also be the enemy, man. And when I say time is an asset, we all understand what I'm saying, but I don't think a lot of people really grasp how much time in our lives we're just donating to a cause outside of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think a lot of people really grasp. Like, a lot of people talk about, yeah, I want to live to be, in old age. I always say I want to live to be 100 years old, right? But I don't think a lot of people really understand how much time we're donating I'm talking about from the age of 6 when we start going to kindergarten or whatever age that is. Like once you start going to school up until the point 65 years old, or I'll say 70 years old now when people decide to retire, right? Think about how much time in that large window of time is yours. Only a small percentage of time is yours. In other words, a lot of people live to be 100 years old, but really only 15, maybe 20 years of that time was theirs. Like for them to do exactly what they wanted to. So when you hear me say, and I say it all the time, when you hear me say, man, wake up and every day is Saturday, that's really what I'm saying. I'm not saying wake up and frolic through a field of roses, or I'm saying make sure that your time is yours. Even when you're grinding, make sure that time is yours. Hell, I don't mind putting in 14, 18-hour work days, but I wanted to be on my projects. I wanted to be my life. You know what I'm saying? So when I say time is an asset, meaning let it be your time, man. And think about how much time, even with family and friends, think about how much time you miss out because you're delegating time to something else. In other words, think about how many recitals and football games and PTA meetings and family reunions you can't attend, or parents or sisters or brothers' birthdays you can't attend because your time was obligated to something else or someone else. It wasn't your time. And I'm gonna tell you when I realized this, man. I realized this probably about maybe coming up on 10 years ago, man, when a good friend of mine passed away. And I made a video about this some years ago. My partner Phil passed away. What a lot of people didn't understand, man, and a lot of people were sad that Phil died at roughly 40 years old. But what a lot of people didn't understand is even though Phil passed away at 40 years old, he still lived probably 10 times longer than most people, because his time was his time. Whether he was golfing in Asia or partying in ATL, it was his time. And that's when I really started to understand when Phil passed. I mean, you know what? It's sad that Phil passed, but bro, he lived. Every day was his. So again, when I say, brothers, wake up and every day is Saturday, I'm not talking about let's wake up and let's do nothing and let's be free to be lazy men. I'm just saying own your time. Own your time, man. Time is an asset, bro. It feels good, man, when my son is having an event, or my mom wants me to come shoot to East Texas and do something, and I don't have to, shake life up or get approvals and all that. It's like my time is my own. It's kind of like with my one-on-one clients, man. I can teach you how to get a bag overnight. I can teach you how to make courses. I can teach you how to do all these things, man, to put money in your pocket. But the ultimate goal, man, is for you to get your life back. I want you to live, bro. What you do with the money is what you do, man. But appreciate that time, bro. Time is, like we say, it's our greatest asset, man. A lot of people say that, but I don't think they understand that. Again, I've always said I want to live to be 100 years old, but man, right now I just want to live to own my now. The Lord might take me in a day, might take me in 7 days, might take me in 7 years, might take me in 70 more years. I just want to own my right now. To be able to wake up and own my right now. That's the ultimate goal, brothers. Time, man. So all I'm saying is let's stop delegating our time out to these outside sources when really that's the end goal. Yeah, we can build bags to the Himalayas and back. But at the end of the day, we're trying to build those huge bags to get our time. When we find ourselves in those situations, man, and our life is dwindling away or we're about to clock out, you're going to be thinking about that time, bro. You're going to be thinking about those moments spent, those games attended. Time, bro. So time is an asset. But you also have to understand, man, that time can be an enemy. And I'll use enemy for the lack of putting thought into a different word. Not enemy as far as bringing harm, but enemy as far as robbing us of our connection with source, right? Robbing us of our connection with source. For example, you have to understand, man, the first thing I'll say this, like right now, man. And the reason I brought this up, man, is because like I went to bed early last night or today because I really don't know what time it is, man. I went to bed pretty early. And sometimes when I go to bed early, I'll wake up at like 10:45, 11:30 at night. And I'm like, oh, snap. I thought I slept a whole night. Or sometimes I'll wake up and it's 5, 6 in the morning, right? So every once in a while, like I did this morning or tonight, whatever time it is, I'll get up and I won't even check my cell phone. I won't even check my time. And I want y'all to do this. Man. If you ever wake up on a Saturday or Sunday or whatever day it is, and you have, like, don't reach for that clock first. Don't reach for that cell phone and check the time and see what YouTube and everything is. Don't do that for a second, man, and feel that vibe you're in. It's a different kind of feeling, brother, when you wake up and you fail to plug into the frequency of the world. Because think about this. 99.9% of people on a daily basis, as soon as they wake up, the first thing they want to know is, what time is it? Let me get back in the mindset of the world. Let me reconnect to the world. Let me get back on schedule with the world. I'm going to tell you, man, if you can appreciate that time if you can appreciate that moment before you reconnect the time, brother, you can, it's almost like, I won't call it a hack, but it gives you the ability to come out of that spirit world, which is the real world, to be in this physical plane, but still not connect, to still have the mind of source and still be in this third dimensional plane, bro. It's just a beautiful feeling, man. And if we can understand that, we can understand how trying to live our lives as timeless beings is so powerful. In other words, even when we're going throughout the day, man, even when we're going to work and doing all these things, well, if we can just sit still for a moment, man, and I'll say meditate and just sit still and enjoy the now. If a man can learn to tap into that, moment that he has when he wakes up in the morning, before he checks the time, that moment in between, if he can learn to tap into that at any point in time of the day, man, brother, it's going to be a powerful thing to him. It's going to give him an advantage over most men, because it's going to allow him to freely tap into that a different layer of that spiritual world that most people can't do throughout the day. To tap into timelessness, to sit still and disconnect from this world. Brother, it's a powerful thing, man. It's a liberating thing, brothers. So at the end of the day, man, all I'm saying is get your time back. Get your time back, brothers. Like we can talk about doing all these things and achieving all these things as we should as men. As we should. But let's not forget, man, that at the end of the day, man, the reason we're we're trying to, do all these things, brothers, is simply to get our time back. That's the greatest asset. Your time, brothers. When was the last time you woke up and did exactly what you wanted to do? When was the last time you woke up and said, you know what? I don't know what time it is. I don't know what day it is, but I'm just going to wake up and be great. Be my own version of myself. I'm telling you, brothers, you haven't achieved true freedom until you can wake up and do that. Now, I've been talking about what it feels like to wake up every single day and it feels like Saturday. Now it's time I show you how I got to that point. Now it's time that I'm allowing people to work with me directly. I'm not talking about taking some course and never hearing from me. I'm talking about working with me directly. I'm talking about you networking with the people I'm networked with. I'm talking about you learning exactly what I did to get from corporate America to true freedom. I've been talking about this freedom for so long. I've been saying every day should be Saturday. Now is your time to click this button and learn from me directly. Let me show you the way.